Hey guys, Alex here from Homeschool of Bel Air. On today's video, I wanted to share with you guys a few of my favorite resources that I myself have created just to make pre-K just a little bit more hands-on and fun. If you're interested to see what I have here, stay tuned. So one of the first things that we love using in my homeschool are my Phonic write and wipe cards. These are something that I created a long time ago. I actually used them with my son when he was in pre-K with me, and now I use them with my daughter. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, you guys have definitely seen Evelyn working on these. I made them big enough for little hands. Evelyn loves tracing these. I think she gets more enjoyment out of actually erasing it rather than writing on it. But it's something that you want to print out on cardstock, laminate, and then allow your child to either use dry erase markers or dry erase crayons. Usually I let Evelyn choose. And all you want to do is have your student or child trace over the letters and then erase. And they can practice a few times if they feel like they want to try again. So these are some of my favorites when it comes to teaching phonics and letter formation. The way that I created these is I created them for the picture to be an actual picture, not a cartoon. I feel like a lot of the things that I make for my students or for my kids are very cartoony. These, I wanted them to be just a little bit more diverse. So if you're more of a Montessori style of schooling or Charlotte Mason, I want it to be something that can be enjoyed pretty much by anybody. I do want to mention that on my Teacher Pay Teachers, I did change the font. The font is more of a dotted line rather than the dash line. I felt it was a little easier to trace with the dotted lines than with the dash. So let me go ahead and move on from here. So something else that you guys have probably seen, if you guys have seen some of my other videos, are my Phonic clip cards. These are Evelyn's favorites. The way that I made these, I made them so that your child can take a little bit of time. If they want to color the letters, they can. Evelyn, I noticed, sometimes chooses to color it. Sometimes she just traces it. I leave it up to her, whatever she wants to do. Again, this is printed out on cardstock and laminated. And then you can simply have your child or student take any kind of clothespin. These are some that I purchased at Target. So they already came painted. So all you want to do is have your student find all the pictures that have the same beginning sound as the letter in the center. For this instance, you would have an apple, you would have the alphabet, alligator, ant, astronaut, ambulance, and arrow. Most of the cards have between 4 to 6 pictures depending on the phonetic sound. Some of them are a little harder, like the letter I, obviously, because I wanted to focus on the short vowel sound. But these are super fun and they're super simple to put together. If you don't have colorful clips or clothespins on hand and you want to change it up a bit, you could also use something like the little magnets and put this on a little magnet board and just have your child magnetize whatever begins with that phonic sound. So for instance, this one would be a baby, a banana, a boy, a bear, obviously a ball, a bird, a bat. So this one has a few more, but that's just a different way that you can choose to do this activity. Okay, so the other thing, since we're on the topic of clip cards, I did create these Target wood clip cards. I call them Target because if you have ever purchased the clothespins from Target with the letters on them or the number ones, I kind of created these two clip cards to go with the letters and the numbers from the Target dollar spot. So this one here, all it is matching the uppercase to the lowercase. It's super simple to do, hands-on. It's something that actually my son, my 7-year-old, enjoys doing. This is something that I printed out on cardstock and laminated. And if you do own the Target dollar spot letter clip cards, I also made it so that the color of the letter matches the letter on here, just to make it a little bit funner. And you could also turn it into a color matching activity if you prefer. So yeah, so this is the letter one, and then the number one is just simply counting and matching it to the number. Should be pretty simple. It goes in order from 1 to 10. So yeah, so this is another little activity that I put together for my daughter that I wanted to share with you guys. So these I do have for free on my Teacher Pay Teachers. So another thing that I love using with my daughter are learning mats or hands-on activity pre-K learning type of folders. I've previously owned the JDA one that I think a lot of homeschoolers tends to own. It's more of a hands-on color matching and just different things like that. So I base mine off of things that I felt other learning pre-K folders were missing. So this is what I came up with. And it's 9 different mats. And I call them mats because I decided to keep them loose leaf as opposed to putting them on a folder. One of the first things that my pre-K learning mats come with is a learning name activity. This particular one obviously is blank because you can use magnetic letters, you can use wooden letters, whatever you have to have your student build their name. With Evelyn, I like using these blocks. So what I have her do is I have her build her name up here, and then there's an area for her to write it with the dry erase marker, crayon, or whatever she chooses to write it with. So this is one of the first pages of my pre-K learning mats, and this is one whole PDF that you can purchase. The next activity that I like to do with her, part of my pre-K learning mats, is the alphabet one. The alphabet one, you do want to print out on cardstock and laminate and Velcro. You don't have to necessarily Velcro these on. I just feel like for storing is a lot easier to keep them Velcroed. So this one, all it is matching the letter sound to the phonetic picture. This is usually how you want to start it, by teaching the letter sound and the phonetic sound. So the way that I usually do it with Evelyn is A says a, alligator. B says b, ball. So this is kind of how we go through the letters. Eventually I can start peeling all of them off and having her match him herself. Right now we just do 3 to 4 at a time, which is no big deal. So that is the alphabet pages that my little pre-K learning mats come with. I also added the vowels. The vowels page has the beginning sound. So for instance, you have a, I, a. So you have apple, elephant, insects, ostrich, umbrella. And then you also have a phonetic awareness type of animal down here. So for instance, for a, you have the cat, k, at. So it takes a little bit more phonetic awareness for them to be able to match these up to the vowels. I only created the short vowels because they don't get into long vowels till later on. So I don't worry too much about that when it comes to pre-K and even the beginning of kindergarten. The next pages that it comes with counting pages. This is from 1 through 10, and all it is matching the number to the apples on the apple tree. You guys have probably also seen this on some of my pre-K videos that I do with Evelyn, because she has used these before. So that is the other pages that it comes with. Another page that it comes with is the color matching, and I also decided to add the same color that you're trying to match it to. I made the font in that same color because I noticed some of the ones that I have seen out there, the font is black, and that's fine and all, but I feel like with pre-K student or even beginning kindergarten, they don't really know how to read the color. So I made it so it's a little simpler for the student to match the color to the objects. So it makes it a little easier. The other pages that it comes with, and you guys have probably seen these also in some of my other videos, is the money pages. This one here is coins, and these are American bills. This one here would be the matching the coins to the back side and then to the amounts. And all these, again, are printed on cardstock and laminated and Velcroed. This one here is more focusing on the bills and the amounts of the bills. So your student or child has different objects that they have to buy or purchase, and they would just have to match it up to the dollar amount that they have. So obviously for $5, you can buy the $5 doll. So it just makes it a little funner. It's not just matching, you know, a number 5 to the $5 bill. You're actually having your student buy stuff. So it makes it a little bit funner. Evelyn enjoys this one. And then the last mat that my little pre-K learning pack comes with is the shapes. And again, I made the shapes the same color as the font, only because, again, a student of 3 to 4 to even 5 might not be able to read the shapes, and because they're color matching, it should be a little bit easier for them to match the shape to the letter or to the word. So that is some of my favorites when it comes to the learning types of more of like that hands-on learning. Let me show you guys some of the other things that I like using. These here are my beginning sound phonic CVC cards. One of the things that the pack comes with when you purchase it is it comes with the little alphabet here that shows you the letter and the picture, the phonetic picture that goes with that letter. So again, usually when me and Evelyn do this, we do, you know, just the apple, ball, cat. She's starting to get the hang of that beginning sound and pinpointing that beginning sound. This pack also comes with a little over, I think, 60 cards, CVC cards with the phonetic picture in the bottom. So we have all the vowels separated by color. So the A's are in red. You have the E's in green, the I's in pink. You have the O's in blue, and then the U's in purple. So all it is basically sounding out and building and learning how to blend. Evelyn has already, she hasn't mastered these, but she's understanding the beginning sound. So she knows the monkey makes the sound, the apple makes the sound, and the turtle, or not makes it, but they starts with, sorry. And the turtle starts with the t sound. So she already knows so it's going to be easier for her to put those sounds together and read these cards. I did make these cards pretty big because I wanted it to be something where we can use manipulatives on top of the cards and move things around so she can better learn how to blend. I've seen where people use slinkies and they do the and they kind of pull the slinky out. What I sometimes like to do with her is we put an object. Again, like magnets or even the same magnetic letters, and we do the continuously until she can figure out to say it a little faster to put the sounds together to create the word rat. So these are some cards that I created. Again, I created these recently when I knew that Evelyn was going to start reading CVC words. I wanted something that was going to be a little easier for her to start putting the words, the letter sounds together to initially start reading. These here I do have on my Teacher Paid Teachers. I do want to mention that actually we're having the February sale right now. So all of this stuff here is going to be on sale or at a discounted price. So that is another thing that I enjoy using for beginning reading. The other thing, since now we're in the topic of reading, I do want to mention to you guys, this is a freebie, again, that I have on my Teacher Paid Teachers. If you are using or thinking of using the reading lesson book, which is the Teach Your Child to Read in 20 Easy Lessons. I did cut up my book and I stuck it inside a binder. For me, I just felt like it was easier. I did create these Phonics Flashcards to go with the lessons. I didn't number them, so when you print them out, you kind of have to separate. Like I have them separated for lesson. I unfortunately didn't have the time to number them so you know what lessons they go with, but you can kind of figure it out as you start cutting them out. This here would be for lesson number 1. And I did choose a little picture to go on the top corner, very similar to whatever picture they use in this book. Another thing that I did is when you're going into more of the later ones, you're going to notice that the letter C for this one makes a k sound, where this one makes a s sound. So again, it follows the majority of the lessons in this book if you are familiar with this book. This Y here would make the y as in yell. And then I believe there's one in here somewhere that makes the other Y sound. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. So this one here, if you notice the difference with, where is it at? This one here. This one makes the ah like octopus, and this one makes the O like old. And if you're familiar with this book, again, you're going to notice that the O, the way they introduce the letter O with that little circle in the middle as opposed to the ah. So again, this is something that I have up for free on my Teacher Paid Teachers. Definitely go check us out. I'm under Homeschool of Bel Air on Teacher Paid Teachers. I have a bunch of freebies. I also have a bunch of $1 stuff. And like I said, today is February the 26th, and then we're having a sale. So a lot of the stuff that I've showed you today, I do have up for sale. So please let me know if you checked out my Teacher Paid Teachers. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.